Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Zebra Report. And today I get to introduce our upcoming Real Estate Success Summit. And I'm really excited about that because we are opening registration up for it. That is in January. It's January 24th. We have it every single year. It's at the Lynnwood Convention Center. We sell it out every year. It's packed every year. It's such a fun event. And that is the time where at that event, I unveil all of my research that I've done during the year. I present all my predictions for the coming year. I also present hot investment spots for the year. I talk about the economy, how it's affecting real estate. I talk about everything from the economy to housing to what's happening in the world that matters that will affect real estate to housing needs in the area to hot trends. We cover it all. It is a really spectacular event. Now, that event cannot happen without the brilliance of my special guest today, whom most of you know, and that is Mr. Randy Bowers. He has been with my company forever, forever. He handles everything in the company that I don't want to go near. He handles our problems, our technical, our software, our IT. He handles it all. He handles also registration for this event. And this event, I'm telling everybody this year, you have to register early, and especially with all the changes that we're seeing right now in the market and in the real estate industry, and specifically just not just locally, regionally, nationally, but also globally. How does that all affect real estate in our area? So you cannot miss this event. It is going to be fantastic. Now, Randy, um, again, thank you for all you do. You know how I feel about you and all the work you do. But this particular event, because there's so many people that go to it, the registration side of it, can you tell people, give them some tips on how to, not just how to register, but how to make sure that they get their space reserved? Because every year we have people that are calling us the day before the event, want to get in, and unfortunately we can't get you in. So what advice do you have for them?
Sure. So when we started this off, this is our sixth annual Real Estate Success Summit. Very excited to be having it again this year and in person as well. Uh, this year, we are opening up a space that is large enough to accommodate about 450 people. We might have as many as 500 there. We haven't worked out the seating quite yet, but we are opening registration nonetheless. When we did this our very first year, we had about 300 people that came to it. So in 6 years, we've nearly doubled our audience. And every year this has sold out. And like, for example, last year we sold out. We were about a month, or not quite a month, about 3 weeks or so before the event when we ran out of tickets. This year, of course, lots fewer restrictions going on. People are a lot healthier, fewer things to worry about. We've got a bigger event space. And we anticipate that there is going to be a lot of excitement for this year's Real Estate Success Summit and returning to our format. We're very much looking forward to that. And as a result, we are sure that this is not only going to sell out, but it's going to sell out quickly as well. So don't miss that. There are several ways that you can get registered. You can go to our website and you will find it right there on the homepage, www.thelonusgroup.com. Go to /RESS for Real Estate Success Summit. That'll get you right there. Now, Denise, every year that we've done this now for half a dozen years, we have had your amazing state of the market presentation. No doubt about it. This is one of our knock it out of the park presentations that you do that is an enormous demand, because not only do we do it in front of 300, 400, 500 people at the Real Estate Success Summit, but we have other events that we do, private events that we do your state of the market at, and those sell out too. So people really want to have this. Well, what's different about state of the market this year? Why is it so important that agents understand what is in the coming housing market that makes this year different from other ones?
Well, I think that, well, the most important thing is that there's so much misinformation out there. What you're actually hearing about what's going on in the market, generally speaking, through our media, is actually very incorrect. What's happening is people are tying in the economy and the changes in the economy directly with housing. But what they're not looking at is all those fundamental elements that actually can and will in the coming years affect real estate quite differently. So I'm going to be sharing that. The other thing this year is that, throughout the year, I do a lot of research. There's been a lot of changes. There have been some government changes that we need to know about for housing. There have been some local areas that have made changes to do with how homes are built. So there's a lot of changes coming, and those changes weren't here last year and the year before. So in addition to my state of the market that I always do, I also have to really help people understand and focus on, okay, what's happened locally and regionally that is going to change real estate in our area. So I'm really excited about that. Also, I have managing brokers that call me and have said, I want to get tickets for my entire office. So when I'm getting emails and calls like that already, you guys need to, when I say please sign up early, I'm saying it because I can't, even though I own the company, unfortunately, when you email me the day before and say, hey, Denise, I've been your client for 10 years, get me into the event. Guess what? I'm not the boss of the event. Randy is the boss. He handles ticketing, he handles registration, he has to handle seating. Also, we are very restricted because of fire rules and regulations with the convention center. So we just have to be really smart. So it's going to be really epic. Also, again, this year, we will have a phenomenal panel. We also will have special guests that I like to bring in to talk about specific things. So it's going to be a really great event. I can't wait for it. So please join us. It is going to be, it's going to be my best one yet. The content that I already have put together, and especially the things that have changed and are changing that I think will really help agents to be able to navigate their career is going to be fantastic.
It is. It's going to be a great event. And every year, I think that people take away a lot of great things about it. And we haven't even been stopped by this because, of COVID or things like that. We have done this every single year, and it's been an absolute rock star show. What do you think people value most from our Real Estate Success Summit?
I think, well, a couple things. I think they love to come and hear from other agents in the industry that are doing certain things that have helped them be really successful. I think people always really love to hear what other people are doing. But I think ultimately what they're going to take away from the summit and what people tell me every year is, okay, I can relax. I got to maybe point my boat in a little bit of a different direction because that's where the business is. And it really helps them to understand some strategies for how to I want agents to do better. That's my ultimate goal. And information is power. And the more information that you have, especially to do with strategy around what our market's doing, is critically important. Critically important. And the other thing, too, is that a lot of times an economist will look at the economy, but if you're just studying the economy, you're not also studying demographics. What are people doing? Not just what's the economy doing? What is the demographics? What are people doing? You can't just study the economics of things. You can't just study the demographics. Now you also have to study housing. You have to understand locally, regionally, nationally, where are we with housing? And that's critically important. You also have to understand trends. You have to understand where people are moving to and from. You have to understand migration patterns. You have to understand all of those things because we, especially in Washington State, we have some very interesting dynamics that are happening here. And I am going to be doing a section specifically on Washington State dynamics and what we need to know if we sell real estate in Washington. So it's a great event. And I say that because when agents leave, I know that they're walking away with the truth of what's going to happen in the market and what's going on in the market, not speculation and a lot of sometimes the media can over exaggerate things. And Randy, you and I have seen that. We look at headlines every week when we get together and do our work, and the headlines that come out versus, there'll be a drastic headline about something. You actually read the article, and that's not really what they're saying at all. But the headline is what captures people. So this is not a headline event. This is content, true content about where the market's at, where it's going, and how you, as an agent, can capitalize on that. know what's happening in the market, and you can absolutely take advantage of that and make it towards your benefit for sure.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Denise. And I gotta say, there are very few people out there that study the market as consistently and in as much depth as you do, and who are part of our housing industry at the same time. So you bring a really complete package of perspective to this kind of event. And that is why it is so valuable for agents, because not only do you understand the economics of it, but you can then take that perspective and communicate it to our agents and give them talking points that they can use to explain the market to their clients and provide their clients with an accurate perspective with what's going on in the market. People have a lot of questions about what's going on right now. It's very reasonable for them to. And if you're an agent that's out there and you're struggling with understanding where the market is going, or how did we even get to this place in the first place, this is where the answers for those questions are. And we are really looking forward to seeing all of you at this year's Real Estate Success Summit 2023.
I have one final thing I want to say. It's really easy for people to look at where the market is right now and go, oh, yeah, here's where the market is. Here's where the inflation rate is. Here's where our employment is. Here's where our GDP is. Here's where what the Fed's fund rate is. Anybody can look and see what's happening right now. But what I like to do, and I've done it for 20 years, and I do it every year by doing predictions. Every year I put myself on the line. I do my predictions. People can go back in time and look. I make predictions based on not where the market is. I don't care where the hockey puck is right now. Where's it going? Good hockey players, they're thinking not just where is the puck. Everybody knows the puck is there. Everybody runs for the puck. Where is the hockey puck going? Where is the market going? That's really what you have to be concerned about. And then the thing is that you can judge where a market's going if you understand demographics, if you understand what's happening at the government level in terms of government spending. You can understand where the market's going if you really understand housing supply, the needs, the demand, the demographics, the population, the fact that we're making less children, yet we have a greater population. How does that affect housing? What kind of houses do we need? What's trending? What are the hottest floor plans right now? There's a lot to it, and you cannot know where a market's going just by studying the economy. You got to study a lot more. And it is true, Randy, I'm a bit of a researchaholic when it comes to housing, but that's what gives me the safety and the security. Even when my investors ask me, where should I buy? I know where to buy because I know where the buyers are going. But I don't want you to buy when the buyers are there because you're going to spend too much money. Buy here, right? So that's the thing where knowing where the market's going to go based on all of those dynamics is critically important. So yes, please join us. I'm happy to have you, and it's going to be a fabulous event.